Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Bookmakers Review soccer coverage. Today, we're covering the final round of fixtures in the Champions League group stage. Just saying with Matt before the show, it's a difficult round of fixtures because a lot of teams have already qualified. A lot of teams are lacking motivation. But I think we've picked out some games in which there's some good value on offer. So, we're going to start things straight off with RB Leipzig versus Manchester City. And it was 6-3 to Man City when these teams met at the start of the group stage. A real fun, madcap, entertaining game. Man City are now qualified. There's nothing left for them to play for. Leipzig can't qualify, though, so not a great deal left for them to play for either. And they just fired their manager, Jesse Marsch, at the weekend after a third straight Bundesliga defeat. So things aren't looking great for Leipzig. What do you think, Matt? Can a second-string Man City team beat Leipzig, who are low on confidence right now?
Yeah, that's where I'm going here. Sad news, for Jesse Marsch. I mean, American manager, somebody that I was really hoping would succeed here at Leipzig, and it was always going to be difficult, though. I mean, you sell, he comes into the club, and both of the star center backs that they had in previous seasons are gone, and they move on to bigger clubs, and so it's always going to be tough on whoever were to come into that role. No Kanate, no Upamecano, and so it's really tough. And they've just been, very Jekyll and Hyde, very hot one week and then just not really firing the next. And so, yeah, it really stinks for Jesse Marsch, and I hope that he can find a good role somewhere else in Europe, because I do think he is a good manager, and I would love him to become the USA international manager someday. So, but yes, I think that a rotated Manchester City side, they've got so much depth in numbers, and there will be players that want to step in here and start and really try to prove something to Pep Guardiola. I know that they're already through. I also think that there should be goals in this match. I mean, generally, I would like to think that Leipzig will probably find the back of the net here, and over 3.25 or the over 3 on the Asian line looks pretty decent here as well. Two teams that really don't have a lot going here, so there's not a ton of motivation, but they should be able to just get out there, and we know that Guardiola is still going to drill the second side. I think that at plus 100 on an away win for a club that has a little bit more stability right now, it still looks good for me. So, yeah, I've gone with City.
Yeah, it looks good to me too, Matt. I agree with everything you said there. I do expect quite a lot of rotation from Man City manager Pep Guardiola in this game. They probably will concede if he puts the likes of Nathan Ake in. They always seem to concede when Ake plays, but they've got such a big squad, and you saw some of the players that didn't get in the starting 11 at the weekend, like Riyad Mahrez can come straight into the team here. Gabriel Jesus can play. I think Kevin De Bruyne needs minutes as well to get up to match fitness, so I'd expect to see him playing. And I still think they should just have too much quality for an RB Leipzig team that look really low on confidence right now. Spine ripped out of that team in the summer. So I'm with you. I'm going for a Man City win as well, because the odds are great, despite Man City having no actual motivation to win the game. Good morning, Edward. He's jumping for joy because of all the winners we had at the weekend. Well done, Matt. Loads of winners at the weekend. Yeah, we had a great one. Let's hope we can keep it going. Great to have Ian here as well. Great to see you, my friend. And Barca Man, holla Barca Man. Barca Man puts loads of great tips in the comment box as we're talking, so do be sure to look out for them as well. Okay, next up, we're going to go to Milan, who are playing Liverpool. Now, I must say, I really don't fancy this game, because Liverpool were up against Porto last time out. They had absolutely no reason to win whatsoever. They could have taken the opportunity to rest their players. So what does Klopp do? He plays Mane and Salah from the start, and they beat Porto in a meaningless game. I was shocked. So now they're coming up against AC Milan. AC Milan desperately need to win the match. Liverpool don't need to win the match at all. What's he going to do, Matt? Do you think he's going to play Salah, Mane, all the gang from the start, or is he finally going to take this opportunity to rest his players?
I think that this is the match that you were kind of looking for in the last match against Porto. Because this is on the road. They've got a big match at the weekend against a hot Aston Villa side. I think that the reason, Klopp played, Salah and Mane in that last fixture was because it was at Anfield. He's still there to entertain. And it was really great because they got 60, 70 minutes, keeping their fitness up. And then they pulled them after they were, clear, 2-0. So in this one, I would be looking towards Milan here. I do think that Liverpool's rotated side still pose threats. I mean, it's going to be Tsimikas at left back, who's been brilliant this season. He's pushing Andy Robertson for as much as he can, but Andy Robertson, I think, is the best left back in the world today. So it's really difficult, but Kanate will probably come in. I could see Joe Gomez. And then, Minamino, Origi scoring the winner at the weekend was awesome. So I don't know what kind of midfield he's going to put together. Maybe it's like an Oxlade, Chamberlain, and Milner. Players that are still looking to try and, again, like the Man City match, kind of, find their way in this rotation and prove something. So I want to be with Milan. I don't have enough in me to bet them, on the money line. But I think that this game should have some goals. I think that Liverpool will still find a way to score. Their offense is ridiculous. Again, I think that this match, if you're looking overs, you're probably looking in the right direction. And I think that I think that Milan find a way, though, to not lose the match, at least get a point here. I think that Milan double chance might be worthy to include in a parlay.
Milan double chance. Okay, yeah, that's why I added this game to the left because I knew you had a parlay on this one. Just for clarification to the viewers, we only have games here at the left of the screen that we actually have picks for. At the end, we'll run through all the different games and I'll ask Matt for his correct score, just for a bit of fun. We're not actually having official picks on the other game, but we will give you our vague opinions on all of them. Yep, so next up we have Zenit St. Petersburg versus Chelsea. Chelsea won 1-0 when these teams met at Stamford Bridge at the very start of the Champions League group stage. They weren't at their very best, but it was a reasonably composed performance, and Lukaku scored after 69 minutes to hand them the win. They lost their subsequent game, didn't they, to Juventus, but they bounced back, beat Malmo home and away, thrashed Juventus 4-0 last time out. So they're top of the group, but they do still need to win this game if they want to finish top of their group. So they do have motivation in this one. Coming up against the Zenit team that are very good in domestic league, but struggle in Europe. Only drew with Malmo last time out. So, yeah, this looks like a game that Chelsea can win to me. What do you think, Matt?
I agree. I think that this is the other part of the parlay. I'm just going with a Chelsea straight win. Not really sure how it gets done, but I think that they're still a machine. They've again, like we talked about, I mean, they have motivation. They're tied with Juventus right now. So 3 points tops this league or this group. And I think that's, it's massive, really. To try and get an easier round of 16 matchup. Everyone is looking for that. And so in this match, I mean, Chelsea should be able to find a way. And they also have some revenge. I mean, they're going to want to come back and put together a performance after getting beat at the weekend to West Ham. So I think it's a good bounce back spot to find the Blues on as well. I think that they should be able to grind Zenit out here and win this, 1-2-0. Maybe they concede 2-1, but I think it should be pretty comfortable here. And I think the odds reflect it correctly, minus 190. So yeah, I've combined Milan double chance and Chelsea on the money line, and it pays about plus 115 in a parlay.
Okay, great. Like it. Yeah, if I would probably just I would go for Chelsea to win. Like I say, a lot of juice, but you got to squeeze it to get it. And yeah, I think they will win this game. Obviously, a lot's going to depend on the team selection. They've got a lot of injury problems at the moment. Kante and Kovacic are out. Chilwell and Alonso are out down the left. Kai Havertz was injured at the weekend. Lukaku's still not match fit. But despite all that, I still think they'll have too much quality for Dynamo Kiev. And I think it's worth noting that Chelsea have only conceded once in 5 group stage games so far. That was that goal from Chiesa in Juventus. But that was Juventus' only shot on target throughout the entire game. They kept so many clean sheets to win the Champions League last season. So I'd be looking at Chelsea to win 2-0 here. You get about plus 150 on that. I can see them winning 1-0, 2-0, something like that. Okay. What's Barcelona going for? Chelsea score in both halves, and Chelsea and both teams to score no. Ooh, okay. A bit different to what I was thinking, but we shall see. We shall see. Benfica next. Benfica versus Dynamo Kiev. Now, this is going to be an interesting game because let me just bring the groups up here. So Bayern obviously well clear at the top of the table with 15 points. Then it's Barcelona on 7 points, Benfica on 5 points. So if Benfica beat Dynamo Kiev and Barcelona lose to Bayern, Dynamo Kiev go through to the next round of the Champions League, which would be huge for them. Benfica do, not Dynamo Kiev. Benfica go through to the next round.
They're out.
They're out. The Dynamo Kiev are terrible. They're done. They've only scored 1 goal so far in 5 games. If Benfica win this, they can overtake Barcelona, provided Barcelona lose to Bayern or even draw with Bayern on their final game. So massive, massive fixture for Benfica at home. I don't think you put this down on your official plays, did you, Matt? So what would you go for in this one if you had to? What would you say the score might be?
I mean, I'm looking at this, Martin. I think that you've found a good angle. I think that Benfica is clearly the right side here. I would be shocked to see Dynamo score. I mean, they scored once. That was kind of in a fluky, weird weather match against Bayern where the ball was just kind of rolling differently that day. I would be probably looking somewhere towards a halftime, full time. That looks pretty good to me here for Benfica. That is, let's see, that's at minus 115 halftime, full time. I think that they need to come out, jump on them. It was a 0-0 in Kiev in their first match, but that was, a couple months ago now, really. And I think that Benfica are a really strong team, especially at home. Benfica are a team that you've always in Europe wanted to back at home. I would be backing them here, and I probably will try to find a way to. They're not in my top selections, but Benfica halftime, full time, Benfica in some kind of parlay, and Benfica win to 0. All of those look good.
Yeah, I also think Benfica are a really strong team. I know they lost to Sporting Lisbon on Friday, but they are still a very good team. They've got a lot of quality within their ranks. Not the current, not 2021 summer, but the previous summer, they broke a record for the most money a Portuguese team had ever spent in the transfer market. And a lot of those players are starting to gel into an effective unit now. Like you say, they're very, very strong at home. And it would be huge for them to get through to the next round of this competition. I think they can do it. They kind of underwhelmed a bit in their reverse fixture in Ukraine. But in Lisbon, I think they get the job done. So I've gone for Benfica to win and under 3.5 goals at plus 100. What we got? Ian's going for Benfica and over 1.5 goals. So if it's 2-0 or 3-0, we'll both be cashing in there. Hope that's the way. Barcelona's got Benfica minus 1.5 at 1.93, and perhaps Benfica to win both halves. Edwards going Benfica minus 1.5. We've got Darwin Nunez to score at any time. So we're all singing from the same hymn sheet here. We're all thinking that Benfica are going to win this game, a must-win game against Dynamo Kiev, and there's a lot of great ways to find value on this one. So, yeah, really liking that one. Okay, next up we have Atalanta, who have been terrific in recent weeks. 5 wins on the bounce. They're just 4 points behind AC Milan at the top of Serie A now, and they've beaten Napoli, they've beaten Juventus in recent weeks. This is a team just surging with confidence, coming up against a Villarreal team that have really disappointed this season, languishing in the bottom half of the table in Spain. Disappointing defeat to Sevilla at the weekend. Matt, is this going to be a home win for Atalanta?
It wasn't a disappointing defeat, Martin, for Sevilla backers. I was on Sevilla plus 100.
Me too.
I know that there was a couple Villarreal chances that they missed, and that's really been the problem here. I mean, okay, this is a great match, first of all. I mean, this is everything's up for grabs here in this group. Um, Atalanta, like you mentioned, on fire. Villarreal trending the exact opposite way. So one team trending up, one team trending down. Yes, Moreno is coming back into the Villarreal side, which is a huge deal. Um, and these two teams played out a 2-2 thriller. But look at Atalanta. I mean, their last here's how I'm going to preface this. Their last 5 matches played on normal grass. They've won all 5. They had that little wobble, on the road at Young Boys in Switzerland on that artificial surface, and so I'm just going to throw that one out of there. That was on an artificial surface. I'm throwing it out the window, Martin. I'm going with the team that's trending up here. I'm taking Atalanta on the money line. I also think that there's goals in this game. I mean, it's hard not to want to get with goals in Atalanta matches, and I could see Villarreal finding the back of the net. I mean, look at Atalanta's defense hasn't been amazing. They have kept a couple clean sheets though recently, but yeah, I think that Atalanta money line is the most sensible look. I could also see Atalanta winning and both teams scoring if you wanted a bigger price. But yeah, I've got to go with Atalanta here. I think that they deserve to be in the round of 16, and they're firing at the right time when Villarreal are sputtering.
Yes, a very good breakdown there, Matt. I couldn't agree more. Atalanta are 1 point behind Villarreal with 6 points. Villarreal have 7. So currently, as things stand, Villarreal going through. So a draw is not good enough for Atalanta. They have to take risks in this game. They have to go out and win it. So if you think Atalanta, you've got to go for them as a straight win. They are just playing with real confidence right now, and they're getting key players back from injury, and they've got really good squad depth as well. Duvan Zapata played up front against Napoli at the weekend. They won 3-2, but Joseph Ilicic and Luis Muriel, who are both fantastic players, didn't even start. So he can rotate his team if he likes. Gasparini in this one. A couple of key defenders are back. I still probably do think they concede. It finished 2-2 at the start of the qualifying campaign between these teams of the group stage campaign. But yeah, like you say, Villarreal are just running out of steam at the moment, and all the momentum's with Atalanta. So I'm with you. I also like a home win. Got anyone in the chat? Atalanta win and both teams to score at 3.2, says Barcelona. Yeah, like it. And both teams to score on over 2.5 goals. Artist formerly known as Alex Classic. Yeah, 1.9. That is a good price, isn't it, when you consider that Atalanta always concede. So, yeah, very good, very good. Next up, we have RB Salzburg, another team from the Red Bull soft drinks empire, coming up against Sevilla. And we've got an identity. Sevilla in an identical situation to Atalanta. They're third in their group. They trail Salzburg, who are second, by 1 point. So they need to win this game as well. Draw is no good for them. I would venture that Sevilla are a much better team than Salzburg. Salzburg very good up front, got some great strikers. But when you look at the quality that Sevilla have in midfield, sometimes I just can't understand why they don't win more games. They're going great guns in the domestic league. They're second in La Liga, like we just said. They beat Villarreal at the weekend. I'm tempted to just go for a Sevilla win because the odds are great. You can get like plus 150 almost with some sports books. But I did go Sevilla draw no bet in the end because Salzburg are going to be desperately battling for a draw. A draw for them is great in this because they could sneak through to the next round. Whereas, they have only won 1 of their 5 matches so far, Sevilla, in the Champions League group stage. They've drawn 3. So I'm a little bit concerned that they only lead with a point in Austria. So I've gone Sevilla draw no bet, -131. Matt, this isn't one of your games either, but if you had to say a correct score on this one, what are you going to go for?
I would probably go with 1-1 here. I think that both teams score just by how the group is kind of set up here. I mean, everyone is in it. And, Salzburg, they really only have one style of how they want to play, and it's attack, 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 and it can lead open gaps. And I mean, just look at the first matchup. I don't even know how it ended up 1-1. There should have been more goals. I know that there was tons of penalties, missed penalties. I just see both of these teams really needing to grab this, and I think it tends to lend itself to goals. And I think that this price is really starting to get up. I mean, I think it was like around 1.8 just yesterday on both teams to score. It's now in that minus 150 range where it's teetering on not really being a play. But yeah, I think that both of these teams have to go for it, and that's just the way that Salzburg play. So, yeah, both teams to score for me would be my angle, and I think correct score 1-1, but let's hope for a 2-1 to Sevilla.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, well, Barcelona's going for Sevilla draw, double chance, and both teams to score at 2.25, which is plus 125. So that's how with everything you just said there. Both teams to score, leaning towards Sevilla. That sounds good. I like that. Some sort of spam going on in the comments there. Okay, next up we have Bayern München versus Barcelona. I can let you lay the groundwork for this game, Matt. What's Thomas Muller been saying in the build up to this one?
That's what it's all about here for me. I mean, it's kind of crazy, but I did fire on it immediately after seeing the comments. I don't think that Muller was joking around. So it was really all coming down to kind of the Ballon d'Or situation and how Messi, won it over Lewandowski. And I just, I'm trying to find the comments again right now, just because they're really good. The next opportunity to do so will be next Wednesday at the Champions League match against Barcelona. We're going to go for it all the way. Just trying to stir something up out of really nothing, Thomas Muller. I mean, they've got this group one, but I think that it's just the German way. I mean, they would love to knock out this big, high caliber Barcelona, even though we know, this is not the same Barcelona, but it's still got that shiny name of FC Barcelona on it. And that feeling to be able to knock them out. I expect Muller to start. It's at home. Good luck going into Germany here if you're Barcelona and pulling out a victory. I mean, you can't beat Betis at the weekend. I know that Xavi, he's going to probably keep things tight. I actually like the unders here. I don't see Barcelona really scoring, or definitely not scoring more than one. I think this is kind of like a 2-0, 2-1. Lewandowski probably scores here based off of Muller's comments. Probably an assist from Muller.
Yeah, he's like minus 250 anytime goal scorer, which is
he could be found in a parlay. I mean, he's always able to normally find the back of the net, any penalties that come. But yeah, I mean, no real value there. So, but yeah, I just based on those comments, based on one, I'm getting the better team. I'm getting them at home. They all really stack up here. The stars align for Bayern Munich to do well here.
They do. So yeah, just for clarity, obviously the Ballon d'Or was awarded to Lionel Messi. Everyone thought it was going to be given to Robert Lewandowski, who there was no Ballon d'Or in 2020 when he led Bayern to the treble. Then it came back in 2021, scored more than 40 goals to lead Bayern to another league title. But they gave it to Messi, who won Copa America in the summer with Argentina. And Thomas Muller's outraged. He said it's a real disappointment for German football, for Bavaria. So they really want to teach Barcelona a lesson in this game. Even though Messi doesn't play for Barcelona anymore, he's gone to PSG. They want to take it out on Barca. Barca did rest quite a lot of players for that 1-0 defeat to Betis at the weekend, which is perhaps why they didn't get on the score sheet, which was a bit annoying for the bet that we had.
Yep.
But they're really going for this game. They're going to bring, the likes of De Jong back into the team. But I just can see them getting rolled over by Bayern Munich in this game. Barca man, who is obviously a Barcelona fan, even he's going for Bayern Munich to score in both halves, Bayern to win and both teams to score. Yeah, if you want to bet on Lewandowski, you have to go for him to score 2 or more to get any value. You can get quite good value on Muller to score as well if you think he's going to make good on that promise and get on the score sheet.
That's a good point. That's a good one. I love those motivational angles like that.
He's like +175 or something to score, which is quite good. He pops up in the box quite a lot. He's a dangerous player. But yeah, I've just gone for Bayern Munich to win and over 1.5 goals. I think they can. They can get a couple there. Hello, Tiburon. Yeah, we do. We do have programs for Bundesliga and Premier League. Yeah, we covered them all last week. We did great. We'll be back on Thursday with another round. So yeah, just you click that notification bell, hit the subscribe, and you'll find details of every time we're about to start filming. We've only actually just started this channel quite recently, so we're just building up our community. But loads of our old friends are coming back one by one, and it's great to have you all here with us. So we have gone through all the games that we have official plays for. We'll get the wizard to bring up our picks at the end, but we'll play correct score round with all the games that we haven't gone for. I'll ask Matt to give his correct scores, but I'll throw in mine as well, just for another layer of intrigue. So Matt, first up we have Paris Saint-Germain versus Club Brugge.
I'll go 3-0 to PSG.
I like it. I'll go 3-1 to PSG. Okay, what's the next one? Done. AC Milan. Oh, Ajax versus Sporting. Both teams already through.
Yeah, so they're both through. I was looking at trying to find a way to get on Ajax in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, no motivation though, so I just kind of left it. I'm gonna go 2-1 to Ajax.
2-1 to Ajax. Okay. Yeah, me too, actually. I was just thinking 2-1 to Ajax. Borussia Dortmund versus Besiktas. Both teams already out.
Haaland to score is my correct score. Haaland probably finds this will be his last Champions League match for Dortmund. I'm sure that he finds a way to score one or two. I'll go 4-1 Dortmund.
Okay, yeah, 3-1 for me to Dortmund there. Porto versus Atletico. Huge game.
I'm going to go 2-1 to Porto.
I'm also going to go 2-1 to Porto. I think Atletico only have perhaps one fit centre-back for this game, so I can see them conceding. Real Madrid versus Inter Milan.
I wish that this game meant something because it's a really big classic where two teams are just on fire.
Well, Inter could win the group if they win the game.
That is true. Yeah, that's correct. I think that Inter are better than Real Madrid actually. So I'm gonna go 2-1 to Inter as an underdog.
I'm going 2-1 to Inter as well. No Karim Benzema, but I still think Real Madrid can get on the score sheet. But Inter have been terrific in recent weeks. So yeah, 2-1 Inter for me. Shakhtar Donetsk versus Sheriff Tiraspol.
It's been a great story for Sheriff. It's going to come to an end here, but the run does actually kind of continue in the Europa League. It's exciting stuff. I think that Shakhtar find a way here, though. I think that this is a 1-0 to Shakhtar for me. I think that their class is still a little bit higher, even though the standings don't show that.
Okay, I'm going 2-0 Shakhtar. I know they can't finish above Sheriff, but I think it's time for them to restore a bit of pride. They're the better team for me. Juventus versus Malmo.
I'll go 2-0 to Juventus.
Yeah, I'll go 2-0 to Juventus as well for that one. We've done Chelsea, we've done Atalanta, we've done Bayern, we've done Benfica. Young Boys, Man United versus Young Boys.
Let's see. I'll go 3-1 to United. They probably still find a way to concede, but this should be a. Yeah, I'm going to switch it up, Martin. I'm going to go 2-0 to United. I think the manager will still, want them to be pressing, and I think it's going to be tough on Young Boys probably here at Old Trafford.
Yeah, I'm going 2-0 as well. Man United were very compact at the weekend against Crystal Palace, playing all in the centre of the pitch. I think they could grind out a low-scoring victory there. Final one is Wolfsburg versus Lille.
going to go 2-1 to the away side and go with the away underdog here in Lille.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go 1-1. So, I mean, if you were to go, Lille draw double chance, you get a pretty good price there. Wolfsburg been terrible in recent weeks. Okay. Thanks, Matt. Right, we'll go over to the Wizard, please. If you could please bring up the official picks that we've got, Mr. Wizard. Okay, so yeah, Man City plus 105. Odds have dipped a little bit since we put the picks through, but you can still get about plus 100 on Man City. Atalanta minus 125. I'd also go Chelsea to win to nil at plus 145 for a small half unit play. Got Bayern to win and over 1.5 goals at minus 115. I've got Benfica to win and under 3.5 goals at plus 100. And I'm going Sevilla draw no bet at minus 131.
I'm also on Man City to win on the road against Leipzig. I'm going with a parlay, Milan, double chance. Hopefully a heavily rotated Liverpool just aren't clicking as much. And, I think that the home side could win that one. And then Chelsea, they still need to win on the road in Russia. It won't be easy, but I think that they can scrape that one. Maybe Lukaku starts and gives them a boost. Atalanta as well, must-win match, and I think that they are in better form right now. And then Bayern, based off of the Thomas Muller comments, I got it at minus 138 when the comments kind of were unleashed. But yes, I still think the odds have dipped down a little bit from the minus 152. So they're all out there, and let's hope for a good Champions League week, Martin.
Indeed, yes, but let's hope for a very good Champions League week. Okay, thank you to the Wizard, thank you to Gandalf, and thank you everyone for joining us on the chat. It's been beautiful. I think we're going to build up another wonderful, strong community here, and great to see so many friends joining in. Thanks very much for all your picks that you've been giving throughout. Thank you to Matt. Yeah, hope we get some good winners in these midweek fixtures, and then we'll be back on Thursday with the Premier League Thursday with Serie A and the Bundesliga, and then Friday with the Premier League and La Liga Primera. So we look forward to seeing you then. Goodbye.